So it's Tuesday, October 12th, and I just want to show a quick update on my garden. So yesterday it was 47 degrees, partly sunny, and then they had 28 overnight. So I cut three of the tomatoes that looked like they were coloring a little bit, just in case my other stuff didn't make it. Everything looked beautiful yesterday as far as flowers and plants. Tomatoes just haven't been good this year because of all the extreme heat and I think lack of sun for 4 weeks due to smoke. So before I turn and show you what's happened, tonight it's it's 55 or 60 degrees now and sunny, so they're getting to rebound, some of them. But what was I gonna say? Tomorrow is gonna be another day like this, but it's supposed to drop down. Tonight it's supposed to be about 37 overnight, so that's not no big deal because they went through that without a problem, everything. And then tomorrow, a day like this, but down to 30 degrees. So last night was 28, and it did a lot of damage, even though the graph on the computer showed that it only had 28 degrees for like 3 hours or less, and it was pretty much like 40 40 40 40 40, and then like 38 35, and then that little stand, and then it came up fast in the morning by like 10 o'clock 9 o'clock. It was warm and everything, but wait till you see the damage it did. So let's see if you can see, they all turned like this brown, like this waterlogged brown. And if you can see the tomatoes, this one I'm going to show you up close, but they turned and look and feel like a grape now. So they were finally yellowing, but only like 3 or 4 were turning like a deeper yellow to like that light orange, so they were going to start to ripen. But I figured, well, let me see what happens, because if it makes it through tonight, then that means it will make it through 2 days later, which will be tomorrow. And then after that, we're back up to 65 to 70 with nothing but sun, and about 40 to 45 overnight. So that's cool. Maybe they'll get to all grow. I had like 30 of them down here. I was thinking about taking them all off and seeing if they can ripen, or just pull the plants out of the ground and seeing if I could do something. I didn't have any soil on hand or anything, but maybe that would have been better. I don't know. But so you see the leaves and everything, they're just like wet from the frost, I guess, and here's a perfect example. It feels and looks like a grape. It literally looks like a grape, like you can see inside it. You couldn't see inside the rest of them, so I guess what happened is they froze and turned to watery. Now this one here, yep, this one too, a big grape, another big grape. Whether they can recover, I don't know. I highly doubt it now, but I don't know, maybe. Now, on to this. Now, all the little baby lettuces, well, you're not going to be able to see them, but I'll show you a better section. They're all fine. Now, these were gorgeous yesterday, and new flowers. Like, there was 2 new ones on this zinnia, complete destroyed. And let's see over here. So, this one, they have on the tips, these are the Cosmos. Man, they were beautiful yesterday. The big, thick ones, right? And you can see here, they all got wet and damaged, although the stalk itself still looks good. So whether they come back or not, I don't know. And now here's a perfect example. That was the tallest one, didn't get to bloom yet, and it was ready to. I was hoping they would make it because I have a lot of blooms. These had like 6 flowers. You see they're all hanging down like bells now, and then all the other ones were ready to go. This one took a beating over here. Here's a good view, I guess. So all the baby lettuces, the different colors, the green and the red romaine, everything like that made it fine. The strawberries made it fine. And so all the bigger plants, the zinnia and the cosmos, got damaged. Look, they're all done. Boom. But look at the marigolds, nothing. Made it through like it was no big deal. And they were the most fragile that I figured would take the beating. Even these tiny little blue guys, I don't know if you can see. Those blue and those blue back there, maybe. They made it, but all the big stuff totally destroyed. So here's again, they were all blooming, and they were looking beautiful, and had about 6 more blooms ready to go. Done. Up here, this one looks pretty healthy, but right next to it, look at all those beautiful blooms that are maybe or may not make it, I don't know. Just completely crushed. And then the branches on the bottom, but look at what made it. Now I cut the big one off, but this one's like kind of weird looking now, the leaves, but it's still there. It didn't like droop or anything. And then over here, look at that. Look at all those. They were brand new zinnia. They just came up. I'll show you pictures. It was a gorgeous orange one. So the snapdragons that are babies I planted a week and a half ago, they all made it. And the zinnias, 3 brand new ones popped up over the last few days, gone. That one was ready to come up. This one, for whatever reason, these Cosmos, they made it. They're green, they're smaller, they're skinnier, and they made it. The bigger ones, done. Boof, crushed. Like it was nothing. Yet there is a little baby one. No big deal, made it. So, and again over here, same thing. This one made it, that one didn't. Wait till you see this thing. So look at that. I don't know if you can see. It looks like somebody, it looks dry and brown, like it didn't get enough water and too much sun, but it's not. It's the opposite. It's just water and frozen. It's just not frozen now, but it's a weird feeling. I've never seen it, but it does look like dry rot. All the ones, there was 6 zinnias in here ready to pop open and done. And as you can see, that Cosmos. This one here, somebody snipped the top and bent it, so I had to cut it, and it had all these little branches that were gonna bloom. Done. But as you see, what's left? The marigolds. Not one damage to the marigolds, and then they're gone. This sunflower did the same. This sunflower got drooped. It may or may not come back. I don't know. The snapdragons, no big deal. They all made it without any issues whatsoever. And then same thing here. If you can see that's a Cosmos, completely most of these and turned horrible. But in the back, those flowers made it, and some of the skinnier ones made it, and thank goodness it looks like that big guy made it, because it has a lot of blooms ready to go. Sunflowers out here made it. They didn't get harmed. There's one coming, or that one's ending, that one's beginning, that one's been out, this one's been out, and then that little guy's starting. So they made it. Snapdragons on the bottom, the yellow, and then some of the zinnia made it. The hollyhock made it. This giant marigold that's trying to come up made it. These zinnias made it, and these Cosmos made it. Like, isn't that bizarre? And like I said, there's a lot of blooms on here. So if it can make today and tomorrow get more and strong and healthy, then that next day would be Wednesday night, overnight into Thursday morning. After that, a week of awesome weather. So should be good. And then again, all the zinnias made it. Excuse me, not zinnias. All the snapdragons made it, but the zinnia that just came up, bam, right there in the middle of the snaps and everything. The little guys on the bottom, if you can see those pink ones, they made it. The hollyhock made it. And then all these guys here got destroyed. If you can see that, that was a brand new flower, and that was about a week old. And then there was 2 more coming up completely here. I'm gonna show you this. The white flies made it though. Can you see them flying all around? Look at that. It was gonna come up. White flies everywhere. But down in the bottom are the beautiful marigolds. They made it. Quickly over here, same deal. If you can see, destroyed Cosmos and zinnia. Now these zinnias here, they didn't keel over, but they look like crap. And then same thing with the tomatoes here. They look like grapes and they feel like grapes. You can see inside them. They're really strange. They almost feel like plastic fruits or something you'd buy from the store. But the marigolds made it. This beauty right here. And the one opening up, more peach. It's going to be even more peach, that one. These all made it for whatever reason. Basil got crushed. Strawberries made it. Parsley made it. This gorgeous one here didn't make it. Sunflower made it. All 3 sunflowers made it. So it's bizarre. And then all the Cosmos in here are for now drooped and may not make it. I don't know. They look horrible. And zinnia made it. All the little tiny flowers made it, except those beautiful ones that I didn't know what they were. It's hard for me to film when there's shadows all over the place. The white one made it. Now this big marigold, giant marigold plant looks dead and shitty. But all the white stuff made it. The little purples, look at this, even a new one down there made it. And those guys are new within the last few days. And there's a bee fly on that guy. We can't see it. Anyway, it's not a great video because I can't barely show you anything. I can't tell if you're able to see this or not. All I see is like a shadow of me filming and then the shadow across my screen, so I can't tell what I'm actually filming and how good you're seeing it. So hopefully you see it anyway. So that's an interesting thing. So now I know for the future what plants can survive a quick dip below freezing and what can't. And then now I'm seeing these little guys made it too. Look at that. Those are violas. They all made it. There's a ton of them there and there. So the fragile flowers and made it. And the big beautiful stalky ones like zinnia and cosmos, you can see this here, this is thick and big and beautiful, but almost looks like dill if you want to know. This is how dill grows. So yeah, see if you can get a good view of the colors without. So hopefully everything will bounce back, some of it, and still give me some beauty for the next week or two. Mini sunflowers, they made it. And the snaps over here made it. Interesting stuff. And real briefly, again, I'll just show you the little lettuces and just say that I was expecting the little things like baby lettuces not to make it, even though I know they can go down into 35-degree weather. They made it without any issues, as you can see close up here maybe. All those red romaines and everything there, all over there, and then these green ones. So I was expecting anything flowered to be crippled and the bigger ones to have the chance. It was actually the opposite. The bigger ones, the thick stalks, the tall ones, completely demolished. The thin ones, the baby ones, the little marigolds, completely fine. And the hollyhock, I thought it's a very, even though you saw that big huge hollyhock that was peachy, where I said another peach one's gonna come up, very, very thin flower. I'm surprised it's even lasted with the wind and the cool weather for 4 days already. And it looks beautiful. That I thought would be decrepit because of how delicate it is, but nope. So it was the opposite. The big, tall, strong, thick ones and everything got demolished. And the tomatoes were really hard. So I was thinking there'll be no problem through this cold spell for a day, 2 days of warmth, one more cold spell night, and then beautiful weather. But I was wrong. Even though they were nice and solid, they inside turned to, I guess, mush and then thawed out and created that grape-likeness. Now that I know that I will know for next time if I ever do this, that I'll just pull the whole plant up and or take off the tomatoes and let them sit in the house and see what happens. So that's it, just a quick review of that and to show you. But hey, you learned a lot of stuff doing this. And I got another mantis that I had to take care of and seeing what's going on with that. I love you guys. Bye.